Burning engines, burning rubber, here we go. Right channel, where the passion starts to flow. Auto news, auto convo, we're in the know. Right news, right convo, let the time show. Subscribers on the rise, let's hit that throttle, sharing love. Every like is powerful, coast to coast, spreading the hype at Ryde channel. We're igniting love. It's all the Ryde channel, come join the crew.
Hi guys, so once again welcome to the Ryde channel. You know, on the Ryde channel it's all about cars and motorcycles, and today I have at this point I'll refer to him as a brother from another sister country, that is Kenya, and these guys are doing something awesome. They are riding all around Africa, this time for charity, and he's here to tell us all about it. But before we move on to talking about the trip, he's going to tell us about himself. So, Moses, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you said, my name is Moses Nderitu, and I'm adventure motorcyclist for today's purposes. But I also have a day job, and in my day job, I'm involved in I'm managing director of a company called Basigo Kenya, which is electrifying public transport in Kenya, which is actually how we originally met in that area. So I'm on a kind of extended leave to be able to get on my bike.
Extended leave. It's not an easy thing.
Yes.
A lot of people think about, you know, going on an adventure around Africa, driving, riding, but the most important currency when it comes to this is not about the money, it's about the time.
Yeah,
finding the time to do it.
What you're doing it's been a challenge. Many years in planning. Actually, I must say, when we met down in South Africa, I think I was spending a lot of time in motorcycle dealerships.
Yes.
Which is
that was when you got
exactly.
This is when I ordered this motorcycle.
Yes, that's when I ordered it. Yeah. So you can see it's a planning. It's a 3-year planning journey, and so to also be able to get away from work for today is 60 days since I was at home. So
how many kilometers so far?
So far we've done from Nairobi all the way down south and back here. We're just short of 20,000 kilometers.
20,000 kilometers.
We're gonna hit 20,000 before we get to.
You guys should have applied for Iron Butt.
Well, I can tell you we would win the Iron Butt challenge right now. But going well.
You have plenty of medals by now. Awesome. Yes. So yes, we know you're an adventurer. So any opportunity to move, you will take it. But this particular ride, you are doing it for a particular purpose, okay? And for me, I've always said to my biker friends that when we take these rides, yes, we want to go out, let out some steam, have fun, but let's also attach an extra purpose to it. So tell us about what you are doing.
I think I'll take you a bit back. So in 2013, Nick, who's our team leader, rode from Nairobi to Cape Town and back. And we raised something like $200,000 to be able to...
$200,000?
Yes. To do something called the Logos Scholarship Fund. And this has been seeing vulnerable kids through education, through their secondary and tertiary education. But with these things, you have to keep fundraising all the time. So what we then decided is this year is to do another ride, which is around Africa. But this time, instead of putting the money directly into education, create a fund an endowment fund that can be invested, and it will keep feeding that the scholarship. So you're not using the seed capital, you're investing that, and you're using the proceeds from that. So that's actually what we are trying to do. We're trying to raise 50 million shillings.
That's about how much in dollars?
That's around maybe $400,000.
$400,000. That's a great target, and so far I believe it's going very well.
Well, it's going. We're using crowdsourcing, so a lot of the money is small donations from individuals all over. So who've been following us on our different social media platforms, and I think it's encouraging. It's encouraging.
All right. Before we go into talking about your experience so far on the trip, if you can announce how people can donate, because that is very important. Let's announce that now, then we can go into talking about the other things.
So we are from Kenya, and in Kenya we do mobile money. So M-Pesa is the way for the Kenyans. That's the most. But for anyone out of the country, if you go to any of our social media pages around Africa on motorcycle, there's a donate button, and it allows you to donate either using a credit card, a PayPal account, in any currency from anywhere in the world.
Around Africa on motorcycles, guys. Around Africa in motorcycles. Go look for it on all social media platforms and donate. That small money you're going to give is going to allow a very brilliant but needy student to be able to go to secondary school and the uni. Probably we're going to get the first African astronaut. You never know. So please do that.
That's what we are looking for. And I would like to say the money donated goes directly to the fund. Doesn't come to sustaining our trip. So we are all self-sponsored. We are paying for our own expenses, and any money donated goes directly to the endowment.
Awesome. Now, Moses, so far, how's the trip been? From Nairobi, Kenya, all the way down south and through the west. And now you're going deeper west. Then you are going to head up north. Tell us how the experience has been so far.
I must say it's been an awesome trip. We've started when we left in January. When we left Nairobi, it was hot. We went through crazy rain in parts of Malawi and Zambia. We were in getting into South Africa. You're in the cold hills of Eswatini, and the next day you're in 45 degree heat in Durban. So we've gone through, whether it's weather, we've gone through the best roads, we've also gone through the worst roads, we've gone through crazy traffic in Cameroon and in parts of Nigeria.
The Nigeria traffic, the Cameroon traffic, and the small one you saw in Ghana. Which one is the worst?
I can tell you, everything in Nigeria, they don't do small. They do big.
Everything is big.
Nigeria, anything they do in a big way.
Awesome.
So if it's traffic, they do in a big way.
I can imagine.
But it's been an awesome trip. We've had such brilliant interactions with bikers and local communities everywhere we went. We've been even on a boat from Cameroon to Calabar, and we have stories for days, because that was the most scary thing I've ever done in my life. So it's so far so good. It has had its challenges. Let's not pretend.
You had a bit of an accident.
I had an accident where we were on a highway and just realized there was this speeding truck driving on one-way traffic against traffic. I tried to avoid it. Ended up on the road medium, sprained my ankle quite badly, could not ride for a better part of a week. But here I am. So I'm actually shifting gear. I'll show you after this. I'm shifting with a string, so I lift using my hand. Yes, because I can't actually use I can gear down, but I can't gear up with my foot. Yeah, but it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful, and I'm so excited to be here. To be in Ghana after.
Remind me of an experience. One time I was riding a Yamaha XT 250, and I was close from work. I was riding home, and my clutch cable, my accelerator cable came off. So I had to hold it, and yank it to accelerate. And one time at the traffic light, I yanked it so hard that the bike just wheelie, popped the whole wheelie.
Well, that's the ingenuity of having a big ride like this, because it gets to a point where you have to make a decision. Do I go back home? And for me, it was a very depressing point to be at, because you're saying you've come so far. You're so close to the finishing line, and you're thinking, I will give myself every opportunity to finish. Not only just because while we believe in the cause we are doing, but we are getting also to the point whereby everybody's
getting tired.
Chances of making a mistake are higher. But this ride is also about your own, you've got a personal goal. And all of us at the age we are getting to, you want significance. You want to do something that's beyond yourself. And so I will go into whatever history books that says I'm one of the few who's ridden a motorcycle around Africa.
Awesome. Ghana, how is it so far?
I will say this, and I want this to go on record. Best jollof yet.
We have won the jollof fight.
I must say this fight's actually interesting because of course the Nigerians say they've got the best, and I think everybody's got the same. In South Africa, it's meat. It's the Botswanans, South Africans, and Namibians who's got the best biltong or got the best meat.
I love biltong.
Yeah, so
anytime I'm coming from
Ghana,
Africa,
so far the best. I must say Ghana is very similar to Kenya.
A lot.
I felt like I was already at home. It felt very similar to Kenya. I saw architecture, the way the city is laid out is very, very similar. So I kind of feel at home. I feel quite at home here in Ghana.
So let's go. You show us your contraption for controlling the.
Okay. I need some light here.
Yeah.
Let me use my phone.
Wow. So I can see the string.
Yes. So as you can imagine, so I this is the leg that I shift with, and you can see it's quite heavily strapped.
Yeah.
And quite swollen. So wearing the boots.
Can you pull it up again?
Yeah. Wearing the boots, I can't flex that part. That part. So gearing down is easy because you just push it.
You just push it down.
But now
you can even use your heel.
Yes, gearing up, I have to pull it.
Wow.
So I have created this contraption, and this is my new quick shifter. So since I don't have to clutch in, I just pull
you
up,
just target
until I get to 6th gear.
Wow. And you've been doing this since Nigeria.
I've been doing this since Lagos. So
wow.
That's how I'm riding.
Wow. And you're going to be doing it to Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, I think maybe another day or two, and then I should be able.
You should be able to take the cast off. Awesome. Let's finish the conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moses. When I heard that you guys were taking this trip, I reached out and I said, once you're in Ghana, I know my motorcycle friends are going to come meet you. And yes.
And it was nice. They came down. I don't know what that junction is, but on the main highway.
Yes,
and they were able to bring us into that. Because one of the biggest challenges when you come into the city, it's just getting to the evening. You're tired.
Traffic starts building up.
Your satellite navigation is working. You may be using a very long route. But when you've got a local, it kind of
show you all the corners and you get to where you're going.
It's real, and that's happened over and over in all these countries.
Well, I know that the biker community always wants to give riders that come to town a good time. So anytime I hear people coming through Africa and going to come through Ghana, quickly I have to alert them and say, when you are in Ghana, just WhatsApp me or something. I'm going to hook you up. So once again, it's been an awesome time.
It's been such a good and really a pleasure to have this
pleasure as well. Yes.
Cheers.
Hopefully later this year I'm going to be in Kenya. I've passed through Kenya so many times, but I've never entered Kenya, and I'm sure I can do that before the year.
When you come, I can assure you'll have a bike to ride.
Awesome. I would love that. Yes. All right, guys, you heard that from Moses. We'll get back to you on the conversation. I'm with the Kenya team around Africa on motorcycles. Okay. And you can see that there's a beautiful lady with me.
Hi.
Yes. So she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. Then we'll have a very short conversation.
All right, fantastic. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm really happy to see you today.
Awesome.
My name is Havana Gari. I am the only female biker on this trip around Africa for now. And we've so far done 18 countries. Ghana being our 18th. I know, 18 from Kenya.
Those of you who do the travel, make you travel.
It ain't easy, you know. But it's been wonderful. And Ghana's just been an amazing reception. And we're here currently at the Kenyan embassy, and we've had like a beautiful welcome with like over 6 ambassadors from different countries being present here.
I think that it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to get all these ambassadors, the comfort of
we don't take it lightly. Absolutely,
it's
on a Tuesday,
you
know, man, I know. Wow, that's something else. Yeah.
So, how's the trip been so far?
The trip has definitely had its challenges along the way. You know, we've of course been traveling. Yeah, we've been traveling by road, and if you know the African terrains, you can plan for everything. You know, from rain to the cold weather to extreme heat to our potholed roads to our smoothest roads ever to just different terrains. So we've embraced all of that, and also like going through the boats. You know, going through the rivers and going through oceans. So I think we've almost done it all. Awesome. The only thing we haven't done is put our bikes on planes, which we will do when we're going back home. But yeah, it's been a journey indeed.
I've had opportunity to interview so many different people. Just about a year ago, I interviewed a gentleman who rode from the northernmost part of the world. Wow. Going to the southernmost part of the world.
Wow. Yes. Kudos to him. That's amazing. Good job.
Yes. So I meet a lot of adventurers.
Absolutely.
I've done a bit, not too much.
But
I've done a bit, so I know what it takes.
Yeah.
But as a lady, the only lady on the team, what do you bring on board?
Everything.
A lot of times when guys are doing things like this and women want to come, they have this idea that the women are going to, draw them back. You are drawing them back?
I bring everything. I mean, I bring the spice and the color. Who else has yellow pannier bags, you know? I'm not, but for real, on the real, like men are very different. Like even for example, before you left Kenya, you had to apply for like so many visas for the countries from Angola onwards, you know? And I'm sure for the men, if that was the plan, the trip would have ended from there because there's a lot of paperwork involved, just, having to plan and strategize and all these things. And that's not how a man enjoys adventure. For a man, adventure is, I'm just gonna get up and go. Whatever is in my top box is my top box. You know, toothbrush I can buy, t-shirt I can buy. But for women, we're more into planning. We need to know like where we're gonna sleep, what are we gonna do, what's our destination. So I think I've actually added that a little bit into our trip, and also just making it easier for communication and crossing borders. You know, when you see 5 men just approaching in a border and they're all, macho and ego.
And the jackets.
And then there's me like, hi, how are you? It changes the course of everything, you know. So having the feminine touch there makes a very big difference. And just reminding them that there's a woman on board, for them to also easier to test testosterone a bit, and also to enable them and to allow them to show their gentleman side, you know what I mean? Because sometimes when you ride as men, you're unforgiving to each other, because you expect you to be tough and always push. But I guess me being there kind of makes them take it a bit softer and it's easier.
Awesome. But how has the men been supporting you so far?
Wow, the men have been very supportive, I can't lie. They've been extremely kind. As a woman, men will never understand, but we have periods every single month, and there's days you just want to talk to anyone, you don't want to do anything, but the men have just subconsciously been gentlemen, and they've assisted the smallest things, like even moving my bike or parking it for me, or just being gentlemen, and I think I'm going through a hard period in my life right now, and they've taken time to be very gentle and to be very understanding and to be very compassionate, so I appreciate that. They're a very good shining example of who and how men are supposed to be.
Tell us a little bit about your motorcycle. You ride a Yamaha?
Yes, I do. I ride a Yamaha Tracer. It's a 900cc. I've been riding it for the last year and a month now. So she's called Luna. She's even on me right here. She's called Luna, and she's a beautiful beast. The torque is amazing. It's a bit low on the ground. It's actually a touring bike, so it's not made for these African terrains. You know what I mean? It's made for those nice, smooth Japanese roads. And then you bring her to Africa. The only Japanese bike. Imagine that. Yamaha bana. But she's endured a lot of potholes. I've literally dented her samp all the way up until like the section of the engine. So at some point my engine oil was leaking because of all the potholes and how much pressure exerted on her. So I had to get it welded. Literally took my samp. No, this happened in not Angola. This happened in I can't even remember, Cameroon, in Limbe. Just before we put the boats on the bikes on the boat. So it's been quite interesting, and they keep making fun of my bike because she's seen every single garage in almost every single country I've been to. But I keep saying she just is an upgrade, But for touring bike is really enjoyed.
Yamahas are one of the best.
Right, very durable. I think so too.
Yeah, but probably maybe your Tracer, maybe a low, the low ride height, the sump and everything.
But I think
I love I love the Tracer.
I mean, but for Yamaha, for sure, for the Tracer, I think she's really done an incredible job for this African terrain. It could have been worse. If it was any other bike, I think would have fallen apart a long time ago. So she's done pretty well. So
Alright.
kudos to her.
Okay.
She's now nicknamed the Pirate because
Pirate.
I ran into like a fence, and now she has one eye. So she's called
okay.
Lunatic the Pirate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what message you want to send to the other ladies out there?
Wow. Actually, March being like International Women's like Day and the
Yes.
month in general, I just really want to encourage you out there. Anything is possible. You don't need to be in the motor field industry or the sports industry. It's whatever you want to do. You can accomplish your dreams and just never give up. You're more than just a title. You're not just a mother. You're not just a wife. You're not just a daughter. You are so many things, And I want you to go out there and live your life and show that it's possible, not for anybody else, but for yourself.
Awesome.
Because you have it in there,
It's
and
in
everyone
there.
has their purpose, and just, find your purpose through adventure. And your adventure can be anything, For me, adventure is being on two wheels because it's therapy for me. So I hope you find your therapy out there. And I'm always here and willing to support and just to show like we are powerful. Like I came to, where was this? Benin City, the Dahomey Kingdom.
Dahomey, yeah.
Yes, Dahomey Kingdom. And like there's a beautiful statue of a woman king.
That's where
and the warrior,
warrior king,
the warrior king, the
yeah,
woman
the
king,
woman
yeah.
king, yeah.
And she was just holding the shield, and she was just tall in structure, and she just reminded me why I'm doing this ride, because in Kenya we had somebody from my tribe, which is called the Mijikenda community, who was called Mekatilili Menza, and she equally fought during independence, during the British rule.
Okay.
So I come from a lineage of women fighters and women warriors, and I pray that you too
Kenyans
will
have
be
so
an
many
example
things
as
so
well.
similar, because when you talk about, talking about this woman warrior from
Yeah.
Kenya, in Ghana, the Ashanti tribe.
Yes, Ashanti
we
as
also
well.
have the
Yes,
Asantwa.
exactly. Yes.
Yes, who fought the
Yes,
British.
absolutely, yeah. So you see, we're born fighters. You already have it in you. So just go back and reclaim it. Call it a rebirth, basically, So yeah, this trip is actually about that for me, being reborn and just rediscovering myself again,
Thank you.
So, and the road gives me so much freedom. And once again, I can't emphasize how much therapy and freedom you get being on two wheels.
So from Ghana, where are you going there? Just walk
From
us
Ghana
through
now,
where you're going.
we're supposed to go into Ivory Coast, Guinea, and then I can't even remember. There's so many countries, but Sierra Leone, yes, and then Guinea, and then now Senegal, because we're planning to go to all the four extreme most points of Africa.
Yes,
so Senegal is the next one. It's going to be Cape Almades. Before we go into Tunisia,
Before you
Cape
go to
Algiran.
Tunisia, that'll be your highest.
Yes,
point.
and then we go back
you are
home
done.
from there. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So your plan is to get this done by April, end of April.
End of April into beginning of May, preferably. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Great chatting
Thank you so
to
much for having us.
Hoping
Yeah.
that you have a safe
Oh,
trip.
I really appreciate that.
And,
Thank you.
The next time we'll be chatting, you'll be
Yes.
back home.
Or
Probably we're
somewhere in
gonna
the
link
world.
up virtually.
I would like that.
Yes,
That would be amazing. Yeah, it'd be good.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And bye.
Bye.
Guys.
Hope to see you on two wheels too soon.
Yes, soon. I have an opening.
You already
bike in
have.
Kenya.
Yeah, absolutely,
So when
anytime.
I come in, Moses is going to get me a bike, and we're going to go see some
We will
sights.
take you around Kenya for sure.
I would love that.
Kenya and East Africa, man.
I would love that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.